Hi, I'm Jerry David DeSica, and I'll be your host for the Jerry David DeSica Burning Daylight album YouTube Wikipedia live feed special. I have a new record coming out on September 28th. It's called Burning Daylight, and it's on Super Secret Records, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about it this afternoon. But first, let's go back to the beginning. When I was a teenager, my favorite records were by rock and roll singer-songwriters. So not folkies, but the type of songwriters that used a lot of words and louder guitars and louder drums. I was a big Bruce Springsteen fan. I still am. I went to see him on the Tunnel of Love tour when I was in 8th grade, and I wore a white shirt and a bolo tie there. This is the first Bob Dylan record I ever owned. I saw Bob a lot when I was in high school. I still like to go see Bob. This is the first Tom Petty record I ever bought. I walked to this show and I hitchhiked home. This was the first Neil Young record I ever bought. I didn't get to see him on this tour, but I got to see him on the next one on the Ragged Glory tour with Crazy Horse. I'd show you my favorite John Mellencamp record, but my records aren't in alphabetical order and I couldn't find it, but I found the t-shirt. I loved Lou Reed, still do. This is the first Lou Reed record I ever bought. I owned about 5 Lou Reed records before I even knew the Velvet Underground existed. This is the first Warren Zevon record I bought. I saw him on the Mr. Bad Example tour and got his autograph after the show on my 17th birthday. This is the first Graham Parker record I ever bought, and then went to see him on that tour, and he signed my copy of Howlin' Wind. When I was 17, maybe 16, somebody gave me an Elliott Murphy cassette, a mixtape. You don't hear about Elliott Murphy very much anymore, but he's a great singer-songwriter from the 70s. These are excellent records. So I was playing this gig about 2 years ago in Austin, Texas. And after the gig, Super Secret Records invited me to make a record for their label. They said they'd send me out to Sonic Ranch Recording Studios, which is out in West Texas, close to the border by Juarez. It's about 8 hours from where I live. So I knew it was more of a rock and roll studio, so I figured this was my chance to make the type of record I would have loved when I was 17. I invited Eve Searles, Don Cento, Kanan Faulkner, and Tyler Evans to be my band. Got my friend Joe Trevino from San Antonio, who's got a studio down there, to help produce it with us. He's done a lot of stuff with Augie Myers and Flaco Jimenez, and we were going to go down there and record it live to tape. But I needed a drummer. So I thought about who is my favorite drummer that I could get to meet us down there and record with. And I thought of Gary Malaber. I called him up, he said yes, and he flew out there. We recorded in 5 days live on the floor. Gary's played on lots of great records, a lot of my favorite records. Van Morrison's Moondance, he's the drummer on that record. He also played Vibes on Tupelo Honey. He played on Lucky Town, which was my favorite record my senior year in high school. He recorded this with Bruce live in 3 days, and then some overdubs after that. He also played on Ghost of Tom Joad. He played on every hit the Steve Miller Band ever had, and he also played on a lot of obscure singer-songwriter records. This is one that means a lot to me, Sammy Walker's record, Blue Ridge Mountain Skyline. He played on Don Cooper's, he plays Vibes on this Don Cooper record, which is great. And he plays drums on the first Gene Clark solo record. He was invited to do that by the producer Jesse Ed Davis, another classic. So this is Burning Daylight. This is the record that we made out there, the 6 of us. And I'll play you a song from it. It's on 180 gram vinyl. It's got a nice lyric poster that comes with it. You can see. You don't want to sing along, but you can read along. So this is the first song on side 2. This is called Dead Man's Shoes. So the record's Burning Daylight. It comes out September 28th. I hope you like it. Thanks for listening.
Look in the mirror, everything